Got my eyes straight ahead, got my head in the game. With the red light on, I'm just waiting for the change. Keep my head down low.
Hi, Jay Fallon, and this is The Slippery Slope. So I'm going to read a couple of headlines for you, and then I'm going to read one article in particular. But I'll read these headlines. These are a couple of things that, well, you know that something's coming. As a Christian, I think, yep, okay, you think these things are going to come, but when they come, when they start happening right before your eyes, to me, I just think, wow, okay, I wasn't expecting it to happen like this. So I'll read a couple of headlines, then I'll get into one story in particular. So the first one, researchers develop face tattoo as to track mental workload in high stress jobs. That's a good one. Yeah. From Live Science, it says electronic face tattoos could measure your mental strain at work. That's from Live Science. Okay, and the last headline. Would you wear an tattoo on your face for your job? I'll read this one here to you. It's would you wear an tattoo on your face for your job? So it's kind of, it's asking the question, putting it out there. Just remember, it was only a few years ago. It was only a few years ago that we were all told, well, speak for myself, um, if you want to keep your job, you're going to need to take a certain a certain experimental needle injection if you want to keep your job. But hey, it's totally your choice. You are making the decision, and this is completely up to you. But if you want to continue working, well, this is what you have to do. Would you wear an tattoo on your face for your job? It's more for managers to find ways to dock pays. Like I said, you got the other article there on Live Science. So for people in high stress professions, high stress, it's only all those people. Remember, it's only about all the other people. We don't have to worry about it. If you're on the low stress side, you don't have to worry about all that stuff. Just for all these smart ones. Think surgeons, pilots, and other high responsibility jobs, monitoring mental health as a necessity. And again, thinking back to the Great Pandemic. Remember all the groups that were necessary for society, and they had to keep working. People at supermarkets, for instance. What else? Sex shops. Apparently, they were necessary. People in alcohol shops. That was all necessary. So what? They're not high stress anymore. They're not necessary anymore. When it all comes down, it's all going to be necessary, isn't it? High stress. This is because a brain that's overloaded has a harder time thinking clearly, and decision-making trends tends to take a hit too. How now researchers at the University of Texas, awesome Texas, in Austin, say they've figured out a highly accurate way to monitor mental workload. Well, good on them. Thanks for that. Everyone was thinking, man, I wish I could have something sitting on my forehead to monitor my mental health workload. So it's through something called an e-tattoo. An e-tattoo is a thin, flexible device that sticks to your forehead and tracks stress in real time. Nothing to it. How does the e-tattoo work? The device itself is made of a lightweight, graphite-based material that gets attached to the forehead using conductive adhesive film. So at the moment, I believe it's not a permanent one. At the moment, we'll see how it goes. So four small square EEG sensors pick up different brain regions' activity. Other electrodes placed around the eyes track movement and electrical signals. Another sensor sits behind the ear as a reference point. Together, this setup allows scientists to monitor cognitive load and emotional stress as they fluctuate. Good on them. Um, not, not everyone, look at this, not everyone's convinced it's a good idea. Under a post on our Science discussing the new research, some Redditors were skeptical and frustrated. Rather spend all this money to create monitoring tech that give folks the research to not end up this stress at work, one person wrote. Another added, guarantee this is not how this tech would be used. If it is developed, we already know how to help people deal with stress, and it's to give them time off and support. Two things jobs don't want to do because of the cost. Isn't it unusual that they're just putting this stuff out there? Hey, would you do this for your work? I'll go through this, the science, live science article as well. So it's all about the mental strain at work. Disposable electronic tattoo that measures mental workload could be used to enhance safety. It's all about safety, your safety. We're just looking out for you. Enhance safety in high pressure jobs, researchers say. So this is a picture. If you're watching this on video, it's got a picture here. Wow, that is not attractive. Crikey. Ah, so scientists have invented an electronic temporary face tattoo designed to measure the worker's mental workload, and they hope it could help flag when people in high pressure positions like air traffic control need a break. Well, because heaven forbid you just give them breaks at specific times, like every 15, 20 minutes or whatever. Or heaven forbid, yeah, you just go and ask, hey, you stressed? Do you want a break? No, no, we can't do any of that. Had to have an electronic tattoo on our face. In the past year, several high profile disasters have highlighted the risks associated with overworked staff being pushed to their limits. One notable tragedy occurred in January when a mid air collision between a helicopter and a passenger plane killed 55 people. It happened at a time when staffing at Reagan National Airport Tower was not normal, and single air traffic controllers were covering work usually assigned to multiple controllers. Or, well, instead of just, having the right amount of people working, no, no, this is what we should do. Of course, this is what we should do. This will fix it. No, instead of having three people doing the job when you're supposed to have three people, and not one person doing the job when you should, instead of three, we'll just create tattoos to put on your face. These incidents reveal a number of pressing problems, including a need for better systems to assess mental load in high pressure jobs that require intense focus. The scientists behind the new e-tattoo told Life Science the researchers described their new system in a paper published May 29. Just a little bit more surveillance on our lives. So the e-tattoo works by detecting brainwaves through the wearer's forehead and using that data to assess the mental effort they are exerting. The creators say that their system offers a quicker, more objective approach than existing methods. Good on them. The current gold standard approach to assessing mental workload is self-reporting. No more self-reporting. Self-reporting, or having a supervisor that that monitors people, that checks them out, asks them how they're going. But heaven forbid we do that. In other words, people will monitor their own tiredness and report when they're spent, said study co-author Nashu Liu, a professor of engineering. Anyway, but unfortunately, humans are not very good at judging and assessing their own mental performance, Liu told Live Science. For that reason, we need a machine monitoring you. There you go. For that reason, researchers have pursued objective psychological markers, physiological markers of mental tiredness by recording brain activity. The least invasive way to monitor brain activity is through what is this word? Electroencephalography. Electroencephalography. Wow. EEG. A technique that uses carefully placed electrodes to measure electrical signals pulsing across the scalp. Okay, let's read a little something something that was written a little over 2,000 years ago. Imagine something from 2,000 years ago telling us what's going to happen, and everyone at that time, even 100 years ago, sitting around going, how the heck is that ever going to happen? How could this happen? How could someone be able to monitor everyone with a tattoo or with some kind of mark on our forehead or our hand? How? That's never going to happen. And then this. So chapter 13, this little section here, the beast from the earth. But let's go and read down from from verse 15. Okay, so if you don't read the Bible, if you don't know the Bible, I would really implore you to study it and have a look at why people people like myself or other people a lot smarter than me uh, believe that the things that the Bible has said are going to come to pass. Okay, so this section here, chapter 13. Well, let's read from verse 15. Oh, no, I'll go from 14. Sorry. And he deceives those who dwell on the earth by those signs which he granted to do in the sight of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded by the sword and lived. He has granted power to give breath to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. There's going to be some kind of weird worship going on. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, everyone who's on the earth, doesn't matter, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. So look, I'll make this clear. I don't think this tattoo is the mark of the beast or anything like this. And if you're out there wearing it for work for whatever reason, yeah, I don't think you're walking around with the mark of the beast on your face right now. However, this is just getting everyone prepared, everyone ready, just getting everyone used to the technology. This is no big deal, having a mark, having a tattoo on your forehead so we can monitor you. And look, because it's for your safety, it's because it's always for our safety. This is for your safety, for your protection. We need to monitor you. Well, it's for your safety and your protection. Remember, the reason why they want to bring in what is it called? Digital banking credits. The reason why they want to bring that in is for our safety, because everyone apparently everyone is laundering money. Everyone is out there laundering money. So the reason why they need to bring in digital currency is so that they can stop all this money laundering that's going on. It's all for your benefit, for our safety, for your benefit, for everyone's protection. Well, that's why they need digital currency. That's why you need to have a mark on your forehead. Then we can monitor everyone and make sure everyone's spending the right amount, make sure no one's got too much, everyone's got just enough money to live, and make sure everyone's buying the things that they ought to buy. And it's all because we wanted to monitor you and make sure you're not too stressed. We need to make sure you are safe. But yeah, forget about the fact that the Bible told us that these things were coming over 2,000 years ago. Please let me know what you think. I need to know. I read all the comments that people put up. Let me know what you think. Do you think this is getting us prepared? They're just putting the stories out there. Hey, this is just, if you want to keep your job, this is just for your safety. You got a high pressure job, you should think about this. This will be good. Just put a little monitor on your forehead. It's all going to be fine. E-tattoo. Anyway, let me know what you think. I'm Jay Fallon, and this is the slippery slope that we're on.
They just fuel the desire that will take me higher. I'm on fire because nothing's gonna